Well, it appears things are no longer at ease within the People's Democratic Party in Delta State. The disqualification of Sheriff Borevori by Justice Taiwo of the Abuja Division of the Federal High Court while declaring Olorogun David Edevie as the candidate of the PDP has created little confusion over who represents the party in coming general elections.
Indeed. Well, let's dip in this discussion now as political analyst Kenny Okolubo joins us now. Thank you so much, Kenny, for being on the news tonight with us. You've been watching the development in Delta State. You're also a member of the People's Democratic Party. Who is the candidate for the governorship elections for 2023 in Delta State as it stands?
I'm actually on this program as a member of the people, as a political analyst. I have.
You are a member of the PDP, aren't you?
Of the People's Democratic Party. I have suspended my membership of the PDP.
Okay.
Since the 1st of June 2022, effectively.
Okay.
But the issue at stake is one that that is quite bothering. First and foremost, I was a spokesperson for the Bayelsa State gubernatorial election. That was in 2019, and clearly, in 2019, where we had certain challenges. The challenges that happened in 2019 was the fact that as at November 12, they disqualified the APC deputy governorship candidate. And when they disqualified the APC deputy governorship candidate, the elections on November 16th still went ahead. And so what is happening in Delta is not new. But the issues here is that a lot of people have tried to read meanings into it that makes it look like they're being sentimental. Issues of certificate forgery are very serious issues. Why do I say they're very serious issues? The Supreme Court has various authorities on the issues of certificate forgery. And the judgment of Justice Taiwo was clearly predicated on the Bayelsa case. If you remember, Justice Inyangekwa was the one that gave the judgment on Bayelsa. And the appeal court overruled Justice Inyangekwa because they said the criminal aspects of it should have been such that should have been proven beyond reasonable doubt. And so it should not have been done on the balance of probability. But eventually, the Supreme Court gave their ruling on the eve of the swearing in of David Lyon, which was on the 13th of February 2020, and said clearly that Justice Inyangekwa was on the right. So what I think that should be done in Delta is for them to wait for the appeal court to actually take his decision. But if you look at all the falls that happened in Delta, it becomes worrisome because first I was an ad hoc delegate actually to that election. And I must confess that the elections were not rigged. The elections were voted and the candidates emerged. But the court has said that this candidate should never have stood for that election. And if you look at Section 285 of the Constitution, it gives you 14 days by which you must file a notice to the court if you're questioning as an aspirant, if you're questioning any of the findings that has taken place in an election you have participated in. And that's exactly what I think the plaintiff in that matter did. And if you also look at the fact that the Electoral Act has now amended itself by the National Assembly and has provided Section 8414, because initially when I looked at that case, I thought it was not right for the case to have come to court because Section 29.5 and Section 29.6 says that until the candidate's name has been uploaded, you can apply to INEC. I wasn't even aware that Section 8414 existed, but later my attention was drawn to Section 8414 of the Electoral Act, which says that notwithstanding any provisions of this act or the guidelines of a political party, any aspirant that has a reason to complain can approach the Federal High Court. It is very specific. A lot of people do not know that 8414 actually exists now in the Electoral Act. And, you know, if you look at it from an objective analysis, you would come to tell you'll come to terms to the fact that 8414 has overridden 29.5. 285 gives you 14 days to go to court, and so you cannot say that the case was premature. In my own perspective, which was what the defense anchored their case on, I think the defense should have been blamed for what they did with that case.
All right, Kenny Okolugbo, we'll have to leave it there. I hope your explanation simplifies it for our viewers, but hopefully we can still discuss this at another time. Thank you for joining us.